Program. The views expressed on this program are not necessarily those of Entercom Radio, its sponsors, or affiliates.
Good morning to you. It's 9:01. Welcome to the Hardcore Mortgage Real Estate Business Show, brought to you by Capital Mortgage Funding. I'm your host, Harvey Freed. We have a full panel today. And why not? We got Alex and Hafusi right across the way.
Hey, buddy. How are you, man? Good morning.
Hey, good morning to you, Alex. And we got John Kolb, of course, from our office.
What's up, guys? How you doing today?
All right, John. Good to see you here. And always Harry Glance to my right.
Pretty jacked up today, guys. I got to tell you.
Why?
Here we are going into the middle of December, and we have all this purchase activity going on. I don't remember John, Alex, Harvey, and special guest Benny Lusky. Or Benny Margolis, I apologize, named after Benjamin Lusky. It's been so active and vibrant in the purchase community this late into the year. That's only going to foreshadow what's going to go on in 2018. Haven't made my prediction yet for 18.
We're going to do it all next week.
I'm just letting you know. No, I'm going to do it in January.
Okay, fair enough.
You got anything in mind?
Yeah, I do. I have a lot in mind.
All right.
Don't answer that question. Those squirrels are turning hard upstairs. You know what I mean?
He's going to straddle that fence like he always does.
Oh, yeah. Nope, never straddle a fence.
Let me properly introduce Benny. Okay, Benny, thanks for joining us. Benny Margolis from Max Brook Real Estate One office in West Bloomfield. Benny, nice to have you in here this morning.
Appreciate you guys inviting me.
Benny, one of the cool things, and we're going to dive in here, and you'll get plenty of time to talk, maybe for sure. But we also take your calls here live in the studio at 248-539-9797. One of the things, Benny, is you hook up sort of like Washtenaw County and all the areas moving this way towards Oakland County, because you grew up over there in the Ann Arbor area, but you transplanted here in Bloomfield Township. So it's great to have you, because I know you've got background and your family's been in all sorts of great businesses and still very active in the community. So it's going to be really good to hear what you got to say about real estate. So thanks for joining us.
Yeah, I appreciate the opportunity.
All right, really cool. We're going to be taking your calls again. 248-539-9797. Always at Capital Mortgage at 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. Again, tons to share with you. Benny, real estate's a blast. That's one of the things I always talk about. It is fun, Harry, and you're sort
That's
of
how I describe
segueing.
it.
What's that?
Total blast. That's how I describe it.
It's a total blast. It's a blast when everything goes smooth and easy. And I'll tell you, when you see families achieve that the dream of the home ownership, your whole life, you're sort of anticipating, trying to figure out where you're going to live, and you got all these dreams of what it's going to be like. But I'll tell you, when it comes to fruition and you're there at the closing table, it's exciting, it's fun. You and I have had experience a few of them together, which has been great.
Yeah, no, we're very passionate about it. We put everything into it. We like to go above and beyond, and really, when you can help people achieve their goals when they didn't even realize that it was a realistic goal, it's very nice to see first seat next to the home buyers and everybody else.
I think it's cool when people realize, how much you can actually get for your money nowadays. And how minimal. I don't want to say minimal, but how low a payment can be on a $100,000 loan. I mean, it's
with rates the way they are, they've been this way for a long time. You're talking about rates. 15-year fixed rates in the mid threes and 30-year fixed rates in the high threes, low fours. I mean, you really get a lot of bang for your buck in terms of that. What we have to caution people is, you don't want to bite off more than you can chew. You want to lay your head down on your pillow at night, knowing that you have a nice place to live, and not worry about how you're going to make that payment.
Remember, people used to say you grow into your house?
Yeah, I never liked that.
That was the stupidest thing possible.
You're not an adolescent buying a suit that you buy a little bigger so you're going to grow into it. Okay, it doesn't work that way. So you don't grow into your mortgage. It's insane, because that mortgage comes due every first of every month, and it's there once you sign those papers. It's there whether you like it or not, and you got to be able to make that payment. Not only Benny, the principal interest, but there's taxes, there's insurance, there's utilities, there's things that break in a house, furnace, air conditioner. What happens if the basement floods? I mean, there are all kinds of things. Roof, driveway, landscaping. My favorite topic, landscaping.
Well, it's Colman's favorite topic.
I love landscaping.
Mine too.
Okay, so there, yes, Margolis Landscaping. I will tell you that there's a lot to home ownership. So you have to take care of your business and afford the payment, be able to afford the payment that you're buying.
No matter if you're comfortable with the payment or it's a little bit more, the number one thing that I learned when I was first buying a home, 19 years ago, you got to prioritize your money differently. When I was not a homeowner and just going out and spending money frivolously, all of a sudden you've got a house payment that you now have to take care of. So it helps you prioritize your money a little bit better. And in fact, Dan Burke told me a long time ago, he's like, it'll make you save more because I've got a higher house payment. My house payment was twice as much as my rent was, but I was able to save more because I cut out a bunch of that spending that just wasn't needed.
Yeah, you're not running away from the house. You're staying home a little bit more. And like you said, John, it's a real budgeting thing. At the end of the day, a lot of families can make the dollars work. But again, like you said, if you save $50 every day, or let's say once a week, you're going to have $200 extra at the end of the day. Also, the tax deductibility is still in play, even with the new tax reform coming out there. It's in play for just about everyone out there listening. Again, so home ownership has many, many advantages other than, of course, just a roof over your head. So we got tons to share with you. Again, we'll talk about making the right decision on mortgages. Alex always talks about how you keep the payment real low. Yeah, with these all-time low interest rates, there's no doubt that you can keep the money in your pocket. And again, compare what rents are going for out there versus home ownership. You'll find home ownership is extremely affordable, especially here in Southeast Michigan.
There's no sense in making yourself uncomfortable. And John, it was a great point. There's no reason to be house poor. I mean, there really isn't. And I have friends that I literally tell them, I'm like, dude, you don't need to do this, man. Like, you guys are, you're married, you have no kids, you got a dog, your house is almost paid for. Why are you buying a house for $750? Like, why? Just because? Like, to tell people, like, I don't like the friends that I have. I want a bigger house to have more people over. I mean,
definitely a lifestyle choice.
So Benny, when you take your clients out there, and I'm sure you get them pre-approved, you go through all that, you want to make sure before you spend your time going out looking at homes, when you talk to them, and I guess, we have a saying in our office, stay in your lane, but when you're taking your friends out, you counsel them, you say, hey, listen, this might be a little bit bigger than you really need. You really don't need this property. Tell us about that.
So it's a little bit of a tricky matter, because when you try to say something to your clients that kind of insults them because that's what they want, and you want to take a step back, a lot of the times you got to let them do what they want to do. You always want to inform them of the potential risks, the potential hazards that can happen on a home that's not exactly ideal for what their family is right now, but they're planning on growing their family. They're planning on having family come there, stay from out of town. They're planning on entertaining, having summer barbecues. What they can't do in their home now, that's what their dreams are. And when then you tell them, oh, well, maybe you're not thinking about this, that, and the third, they take a step back. They may look at it differently. You obviously, as a realtor, you get paid on selling a home. You don't want to defer them from working with you or spending money on the home that they like, but you want to make them well-educated before they take that step financially. And it's a life-changing event, so they really need to be prepared.
Ultimately it's up to them. But I'm just wondering, in this day and age, are you counseling and advising them? It sounds like you are. It sounds like you're giving them all the the pros and cons. You're going through the checklist, their lifestyle, where they want to live. And if they want to buy a bigger house, that's okay. But as long as you're cautioning them and warning them, and also you might put them into a better situation. You might say to somebody, hey, look, and I know you're looking at this house, but here's a better situation over here. Why don't you take a look at that? So it goes both ways. What I'm saying is that you're acting as you are a real estate agent, but you're giving them all the options.
So I work with a lot of first-time home buyers. So what I gain and understand after working with a lot of first-time home buyers is the psychology and how people look at things when they've never done it, and when they're going through the process. It's much different than how they looked at it when their parents moved into that house when they were kids and they went through that process. They don't understand about getting a mortgage. They don't understand about negotiating. They don't understand about a down payment, the different down payment programs from 3.5% to 20% to whatever you can afford, really. They don't understand about school systems, about square footage, about things that can be hazardous to your home that are potential big money losing opportunities.
You name a whole bunch of things right there. Yeah, that's a good list of things that you have to worry about.
That was a strong take by Benny.
I like that take.
That was good.
248-539-9797. We want to hear from all you first-time home buyers out there. Yeah, that's definitely one of the themes out there is, you haven't gone through this before, so you've got all these emotions and all these questions in your head. It is night and day after someone buys a house. We talk to them a few months later, and they always say, wow, it was really a fun, exciting experience. I learned so much really going through it. I always tell somebody, boy, if you want to learn how to buy a house, go buy one, because you become an expert real quickly, and there's a lot of moving parts.
I was going to say, but the first-time home buyer thing and, not overselling yourself, I have a client that closed on their house, I think a month or two ago. Hadn't even moved in yet, and somebody kicked the door down, stole the furnace.
Oh boy.
I mean, that's a huge. I mean, you're a first-time home buyer. That's a huge loss. Yeah. I don't even know if insurance covers that. Does that?
Yeah.
I would think so.
Probably, yeah.
Homeowners insurance covers that.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know. I mean, if your furnace breaks, it's not covered.
No, but
I know, but this is theft, brother.
All right, I'm a mortgage guy. I'm not an insurance
All
guy.
the insurance people call in. Hey, maybe we get Wayne Lusky to call in.
there you go.
He would be a good one.
Or Uncle Steven.
We would love that.
There you go.
All right, always tons to share with you. We can always talk about the different programs out there. Again, so many great things happening in the mortgage world. John Kolb, as you know, we've got zero down programs across the board. The USDA loans are fantastic. If you're listening, you want to live in one of these out communities, just outside of the larger counties, Northern Oakland County, all of Livingston, Washtenaw County. Find out how you can purchase zero down. Keep it here on 97.1 The Ticket. We'll be right back.
And he came out.
I love it.
Hi, Harry Glantz and Dan Burke for Capital Mortgage Funding. We do loans everywhere. In Southfield, in Birmingham, in Royal Oak, in Grosse Ile, in Detroit, in Canton, in Northville. No matter where you live, we want to do your mortgage too. That's Capital Mortgage Funding, 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker.
Well, welcome back to the show, 9:18. If you're just joining us, I can't say it's a gorgeous Michigan day out there, but it's a wonderful day. How's that? November 18th.
Well, you could say it. It wouldn't be accurate, but you could say whatever you want.
You know, here, I'm glad you started off. We got Thanksgiving week coming up, of course, next week, and a happy, healthy one to all your families out there and friends, and be safe. And
Well, I'm thankful, Harvey. You know, every day you wake up and you're thankful for a lot of things. You're thankful to wake up, and B, I'm thankful to work with the people that I have to work with every day and see all you guys. And I really mean that. I just don't say that. I enjoy being with people, talking to people, hanging out with people, and helping people. And I think that's the main thing that we do. So Thanksgiving just brings it, between Thanksgiving, Christmas, the New Year, it brings it all into perspective. You're going to hang out with your family. You're going to hang out with the people at work. But we can't forget that there are things that we have to get done for people, right? Sellers still want to sell houses. Buyers want to buy houses. And our clients want to move into those houses. And guess what? They want to entertain in their new house during the holidays.
yeah, do you have time to do it?
So we have to, it's incumbent upon us to make sure that those things happen. We have to make that happen. I know Dan likes to hear that, right?
Yeah, I'll tell you what, and sometimes your buyers, your clients can be their own worst enemy. And sometimes you have to give them a little kick in the butt and show them that you can't come in 10% light on this home right now. It's going to be a waste of everyone's time. If you really want this house, put the effort forth, and I'm telling you what everyone else is buying. Everyone's getting 100%, 98%, 90%. Why would they accept 90 or 88% of the offer?
Yeah.
And I've done that, and people, hem and haw, and they do it, and then after the fact, they'll say thanks for kicking me in the butt and doing that. Because what's going to happen? Interest rates might go up. Homes are appreciating.
Rates are going to go up.
So the fact that you wait, it's just going to hurt you in the long run.
So
Visit DetroitRedWings.com/toast to purchase your tickets today.
Download the allnewradio.com app and listen to 97.1 The Ticket anytime, anywhere.
97.1 The Ticket.
All righty, welcome back to the show, 918. If you're just joining us, it's the Hardcore Mortgage Real Estate Business Show brought to you by Capital Mortgage Funding. You'll find us there, 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. That's 1-800-569-7283. You're going to save a ton of money. We still have low interest rates, some of the lowest interest rates. And forever, again, they continuously talk about the Fed funds moving, the Fed funds rate up. We don't know what that'll affect with our mortgage rates. But again, we are still at these unbelievably low interest rates. Of course, Harry, it's seasonal jobs are really doing really well. The jobs report came out. There was 228,000 brand new jobs. Are they seasonal? Yeah, but you can find work, and especially in Detroit.
There's no question that our area, which is always the first one to get hit hardest and the last one to come out, is doing really well. We're seeing the vibe around the area is phenomenal. Going to go downtown today, going to go to the Red Wing game. Mr. Kolb's going to join me, and we're going to have a lot of fun down there. But, talk about property values. One of the questions I always ask new people on this show, and Benny, you're no exception. You're going to get the question right now. Mm-hmm. What happens when you're in the middle of a transaction and you've sold it at the purchase price, and the appraiser comes in and the appraiser appraises it for lower than the purchase price? What do you do about it then?
First move I would make, as I would advise any agent to make, would be to appeal the appraisal. First off, pull comps, see what the real values are, see who the appraiser was, if he appraises in that specific area, and if he's off. If he's right and he wins the appeal, then I would take it to the negotiation period where I would ask my client where they feel comfortable with first and foremost, and then I would go and attack and negotiate the best deal I can for my loyalty to my client.
That's just a strong answer. That is the correct answer. First of all, you provide the comps. The lender, we go ahead and we do rebuttals in our office. And that wasn't even a set-up question, because everybody knows I ask that question every week to new realtors. So, yeah, we do that, Benny. What we do is we go ahead and I will rebut the value. I'll get the comps from the realtor, you realtors, and they give it to Alex, Harvey, John Cole, anybody in our office, and we go ahead and we do a formal rebuttal. If the rebuttal comes out okay, fine. If it doesn't come out okay, we have to live with the results, and we go ahead and let you, our realtor friends and partners, know, and then you guys go do your thing.
Unfortunately, a lot of people don't understand the appraisal process. They think that it appraises, whatever it appraises it doesn't stump a deal, can't change a deal. Until you come up to that appraisal process, a lot of people overlook it, and really a lot of appraisal shortfalls have happened this year, even in a strong market. Yep. I've lost a lot of deals, but at the same time, I feel like the appraisals right now going into 2018 are becoming more transparent across the board. They're getting more accurate with the numbers, and it's a stronger time right now.
It is stronger. That's right.
One of our good buddies, Mike Tomczyk, is an appraiser, and if I have something that comes in a little light, I'll have him take a look at it, and he's straight up honest. He's like, Alex, you got a gift at $250. He's like, I would have brought this in at $230. Don't even try for $260. Other times he'll say, yeah, this appraisal's terrible. We'll go to Harry and rebut the value. I mean, it's part of the industry now.
The most important thing especially at a purchase, is being there for the appraiser, the listing agent, showing up with comps, explaining how and why your rationale between why you listed
selling
it for
your
that
deal.
Price. Well, it's not even selling. Just give them the information so that they have an idea of where you were coming from when you were listing the home and coming up with the value.
It's the first question I always ask the listing agent if the appraisal doesn't come in. I'll say, did you meet the appraiser there and provide the comps? No, I just give them the lockbox number.
Yeah.
Well,
here's where you went wrong.
Yeah, I mean, maybe there's a sale, there's a for sale by owner that's not recorded yet.
Put a little effort in it.
Yeah.
So, Benny, every time you sell a house, you meet the appraiser at the house.
If I'm the listing agent, every single time. If I'm the selling agent, some of the time still. Mm-hmm. You got to put it in.
Yeah, if you know the appraiser is going to be there again, we've heard it both ways, but most of the appraisers we've spoken to definitely don't have a problem with you providing some additional comps and showing them how you got to that point. Plus, additional knowledge on the area, as you mentioned, Benny. Sometimes they're not specifically know that area, and again, different cities have different school districts, and some of that information does fall into play on this. 248-539-9797. Tons to share with you this morning. We definitely want to get to some news out there. There's mortgage news, FHA news. This is coming across. John of Kolb, of course, they moved the conforming loan limits up over the last couple of weeks, 453,100. But now the FHA loans will follow, and we're looking at in our area a move from $275,665. Somehow I have that number memorized, and the new number is going to be $294,000. So it really, I actually did the math. So you could purchase at 305,196 FHA. There's an important reason why I'm going to go over that number. 305,000 FHA loan. Many families out there had situations with bankruptcies and foreclosures. You can get back into the mortgage world and purchase a house for your family using FHA financing. 3 years after a situation, 3 years after that foreclosure, you can get back into the game and purchase a new house. And again, many of the families out there ran across horrible things in a recession. It could have been you were sick, job loss. A lot of bad things happen to good people. And again, you're able to get back in the game, and it's a significant amount of money at 3.5% down. John, I mean, 305,000. Of course, you can always go conventional, but FHA now gets you back in the game a little bit sooner than conventional.
Yeah, it's. These loan limits increasing are, keeping us on path with the rest of the nation. There's a lot of other counties across the nation that have higher values that allow you to go to the conforming loan limit. There's no problem with the jumbo loan, right? The jumbo rates are great. It's just a different underwrite, and it's a little bit more difficult. You have to put a little bit more down. So with these 3% down loans, 3.5% down loans, 5% down loans, no PMI, they just now some more houses come into play.
Well, the jumbo loan limit comes into effect when you get someone that doesn't have great credit. That's the issue. And there are a lot of people that, they pay their bills on time. They just have a ton of debt. A lot of people that are self-employed, they have to carry that, just that constant turnover of debt. And, that could be one issue coming jumbo-wise. But like you said, it's just a different underwrite. It's a little more documentation.
Yeah,
easy deal.
Everything is credit score driven, and like you just said, Alex, they could have perfect credit, never missed a payment, but just a lot of debt, a lot of student loans.
Sure,
and it brings the score down a little bit. And that jumbo product is credit score driven.
A lot of times, too, we see on the FHA loans, they'll allow a higher back-end ratio. Boy, we've seen them up to 54%. Now, again, we don't want to put someone in a situation where they have such a high debt-to-income ratio, but it might be a situation where their spouse can't be on the loan, or they do have a partner also, someone who's going to be living with them in the house and helping them make the payments.
Yeah, but in that house payment, they're still going to contribute to that, so we're not putting anybody. We're always setting somebody up for success. We don't want to give anybody the impression that we're putting somebody in a loan that they can't make the payment, they can't be successful, because that happened. It happened a lot in our industry, years ago. And, I have to say it because it's true. We're never part of that. And, Benny, that's why I asked you, how do we counsel and advise our clients? So, I hope you're doing that. You tell me you're doing it. I love that. And then my next question I always ask a realtor is, so what's hot? What area is hot?
What area is hot?
Yeah,
right
what do
now?
you see? Where are you finding all the action that you're doing business in?
What's hot right now versus what was hot back then versus what's going to be hot right there? That's the topic of conversation I have with everyone. Typically, when I go take out clients, they have not found one specific area that they want. They want the nicest house for the best dollar that they're going to put down, and they work hard for it, and they deserve that. So I have no problem going above and beyond, checking different markets, checking different prices. I've gone from Westland to Romulus to Warren to downtown Detroit.
Oh, yeah, you're everywhere.
For the same client.
So Plymouth,
I have no problem.
Hey, Plymouth, Northville still hot?
Plymouth and Northville is on fire.
Okay, there you go. Washtenaw County still hot?
Washtenaw County is on fire.
Okay.
East English Village in Detroit, I didn't say it, but
Crazy.
that's the next booming neighborhood in Detroit, from my opinion, going towards Jefferson East. It was a little bit of a negative connotation. They're changing the forecast of what's going
What's
on.
What's the price range in that area? What's the price range?
I'm selling a house right now
Village?
that's 1,800 square feet for about 150,000, completely remodeled. So it's affordable. It's a safer neighborhood than most areas on the east side, and it's close to right downtown. It's a great place for people to start a family, be close to work, be close to the action. Now you got Little Caesars Arena. It's a big draw for a lot of people that weren't thinking that before.
What do you go? Hazel Park is the next one.
Hazel Park, I think, is right there too. Hazel Park, Ferndale, Clawson.
I just think.
Hey, don't forget Berkeley.
Well, I know, but here's the thing.
Benny, Berkeley.
You can't forget it.
Don't leave Berkeley.
Guys, here's the thing, though. I asked about Hazel Park because you get Royal Oak, Berkeley, Clawson,
right on the highway.
Even Ferndale. Yeah, I mean, but those are getting heavy price too, man. I mean, people can't be buying houses and for $500,000 in Royal Oak.
Ferndale with the Hazel Park schools is a good niche. Oak Park with the Ferndale schools is a good niche. Not a lot of houses out there. Oak Park with the Berkeley schools is a great niche. Hard to find those houses.
Neighborhood.
I know, buddy.
Hard to find those houses. Huntington Woods, no secret.
Yep, 248-539-9797. We'd love to hear from you this morning, whether you're a first-time home buyer or if you currently own a house. Definitely want to give us a phone call before the year's out. Take advantage of these low interest rates. Also, we never want to forget what's going on during the holiday season. Yeah, most of us do have a little tendency to maybe overspend a little bit. Now could be a great time to consider a debt consolidation loan. Use the equity that's in your house. Again, if you purchased a house in the last several years, you're definitely going to have equity in your house, and now could be an opportunity for you to not only reduce the term, but take some equity out and consolidate your debt.
But you got to get rid of the credit cards then.
Get rid of those credit cards. That is for sure.
Don't run the credit card debt back up again.
Don't close them. Just
right.
Get them paid down 50%, right? 50% and 30,
or even more,
30% of the limit, or even more, right? Start chipping away at them.
I'm glad you said that, John, because a lot of times we say, you don't want too much debt out there, and we always talk about getting rid of your toxic debt. But at the end of the day, you need to have credit, and you need to have a couple credit cards. So if you're out there and you're younger and you only got one credit card, give us a phone call. We'll give you a couple pointers on how to get your credit score up. Keep it here on 97.1 The Ticket. We'll be right back.
97.1 The Ticket.
Hi, Harry Glanz and Danberg for Capital Mortgage Funding. We do loans everywhere. In Southfield, in Birmingham, in Royal Oak, in Groseal, in Detroit, in Canton, in Northville. No matter where you live, we want to do your mortgage too. That's Capital Mortgage Funding, 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker.
Good morning. Welcome to the Hardcore Mortgage Real Estate Business Show, brought to you by Capital Mortgage Funding. I'm Harvey Freed. Alongside of me, my whole panel this morning. We got Alex Nafusi across the way.
Hey, buddy. What's up, man? Good morning.
Good to have you back, Alex.
Have you back, bud?
Mr. Harry Glanz over to my right there. Hey,
Good morning,
Harry.
guys. Hey, listen, I like how Jeff Lesson says Tiger Woods shot whatever he shot 7 under on a resort course.
It's exhibition golf.
For,
That
right?
was his best analogy ever.
Yeah, that's code for, it doesn't mean anything.
It doesn't. It's here. It's
It
you and
does.
I hanging out and playing golf.
It does. It
He's
means
not a big
something. It means he's
TW
7
fan.
under.
Yeah, exactly.
I like it.
It was funny. He's complaining about how the balls now they fly too far. When he was out, Jeff, about like 40 yards. There was never a problem. But now that everybody works out constantly, everyone's in the ball as far as him. Now it's a problem.
Now it's a
I
problem.
got to get those.
Hey, we got James Lutzen also from our office. Hey, James, what's going on? Thanks for joining us this morning. You brought in Charles Tamu from the Keller Williams Lakeside office. Charles, thanks for joining us. Awesome to have you here.
Oh, yeah. I'm here to have a good time with you guys.
All right. Of course,
How you
going to
feeling
share
this morning? You all right?
Yeah,
All right,
recovering.
Good. Just checking on you, man.
He's got my attire on. He looks
I was
good.
gonna
He's
say,
going
he's
to go
all-
do some listings. He's going to talk to some sellers.
He's all suited up.
I just
man.
rented the suit off a guy in the street.
Oh,
good,
good, man.
Yeah, well,
was that like a BOGO action from Men's
You're a
Warehouse?
realtor.
Guy took $25, gave me a suit. Got to give it back
Perfect,
to him as
man.
soon as I leave.
Nice.
Well, you look nice anyways,
you do
and I
look
appreciate that. Hey, if you're out there and you want to give us a phone call, we take your calls all up till 10 o'clock here, all about mortgages and real estate. 903 if you're just joining us. It's the winter time, but one of the things, and we're going to get into a whole bunch of stuff about mortgages and real estate, and Charles, I think you'll jump on this one, is as much in the past as we felt like things would totally slow down in the wintertime because we're Michiganders and the weather turns and people don't want to move and do all the moving through the winter and stuff. But the weather's been great, and here in Michigan we're having milder winters. I don't think home buying season stops at all anymore. I don't think it's seasonal.
Not at all. As a matter of fact, it slow down? It slows down a bit. It goes down, depending on what city you live in the metro area, but it goes down to about 2/3 of what it is in the summer.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like it if you got a great house out there and you put that on the market.
By any means.
Well, yeah, and not only that, but how many people are moving in the wintertime? So if you're listing your house and you're 2/3 of what the market is in the summer, but you've got only half the buyers out there, you're more than likely going to get what you want in your house.
Yeah, we talked about that, how all the buyers out there, they're not
That's a
tire
great point.
kickers.
Oh, yeah. Yep. And, the data shows it. I sit down with clients all the time when I go to list a house, and I'll pull up my computer. I take it with me to every appointment, and I'll show them, hey, look, I know you're worried about December, January, February, but why don't we go ahead and pull up your zip code? Let's pull up the criteria of your home, and let me show you what the metric says about what happened in this time of year
Yeah,
last year.
Even if you have your home listed, I was going to say here, even if you have your home listed and you get an accepted offer, or and there's an offer on the table, you don't have to accept it.
Every day, this is 97.1 The Ticket.
Brought to you by Blue Cross Blue Shield. Pistons fall to the champs. Golden State beats a 102-98 behind 36 from Kevin Durant. They were playing without All-Star guard Steph Curry out with a sprained ankle. Avery Bradley led Detroit with 25. Pistons have lost 5 in a row. Matt Stafford officially questionable for the Lions tomorrow in Tampa Bay. Wings have recalled forward Tyler Bertuzzi from Grand Rapids of the AHL. They host the Blues today right here on 97.1 The Ticket. They'll drop the puck at 1 p.m. Tigers signed right-hander Mike Fiers. How is he doing? Well, last year a 5.22 ERA with Houston. Japanese two-way star Shohei Ohtani signs with the Angels, and Giancarlo Stanton reportedly about to be traded from Florida to the New York Yankees. Michigan basketball today at home against UCLA. Here at AM 950 WWJ today at 1 p.m. At the Ticket Update Desk, I'm Jeff Lesson. For more, 97.1theticket.com.
Your sports stimulus package.
97.1 The Ticket.
All right, welcome back to the show, 934. If you're just joining us, it is the Hardcore Mortgage Real Estate Business Show coming up on our 18th season here. Take all your calls, 248-539-9797. Definitely want to hear from you if you're out there trying to buy a house.
Harvey, you've been a radio personality now for 18 years?
18 years
oh
here.
My God.
Did some community college stuff and college stuff when I was way young. We won't even get into that stuff. But hey, one of the other things is,
Sounds
of course,
awesome.
we've got more. Not as close as you.
We're dying to hear the story.
You don't have
Stick
to.
to mortgages.
I'll stick to the mortgage stuff. Definitely, we dove into it in the last segment a
I
little
took
bit.
a 1-hour WebMD class.
I stayed in the Holiday Inn Express last
That's
night.
right.
I'm glad you guys mentioned that. Sometimes some of the people out there that we're working with, maybe they need to have a good night rest at the Holiday, and that could help them sometimes. Definitely, we dove into debt consolidation. And again, if you're out there, it's just crazy with the money. You spend an extra $300 on your mortgage, you knock your mortgage down to a 15-year fix, and you start saving 6 digits. We run the numbers consistently for people, but if you haven't taken a look to see what a 15-year mortgage can do for you, definitely call us at Capital Mortgage Funding, 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. Join us on the show here, 248-539-9797. You guys know it. We run the numbers every day. The 15-year fixed loan, if you've been in the house for 4 or 5 years, knock 10 years off the loan. It does amazing things. I ran some numbers last night. I came up with a couple scenarios, but you guys can dive in if you want to comment on that.
Yeah, I mean, I think, the whole point of a mortgage is to pay it off, like anything else. I'd like to be, 45 years old and have no mortgage, be done with it. I mean, and we're all on the right track.
Yeah, one of the things is you see just when you go out. Last night I got caught maybe at a little bit too nice of a restaurant. I won't say any names, but it was a little bit more expensive than I needed to. Sometimes you just go out for a bite and it's a quick casual bite, and it does add up. And you stay home one extra night, I don't know, a month, maybe it's $100 in your pocket. So if it's 2 nights, maybe it's $200. And all of this just adds up to getting that mortgage paid off and doing the right thing with your money, building equity in your home in case when you do get a little bit older, if you have a younger family, maybe you need to dive into that equity to send the kids to college, or to do that home project. So again, we talk so often here, John, about budgeting and doing the right thing with your money.
Yeah, Harv, I have a great scenario where we had taken a good friend of mine. We had taken him from a 30-year fixed and put him at like 2.625 a couple years ago on a 15-year. Right? Great idea. He's got 3 kids. He wanted to get his house paid off. Do the same thing that you're talking about when the kids are ready for college. Pull out some equity at that point. His financial advisor vehemently disagreed with that. And after I took a look at it, I'm single, no kids, so I've got no reason to worry about that kind of stuff. So I had never looked at it in that light, but they suggested going back to a 30-year fixed and throwing that $600-700 extra a month into those 529 plans,
right,
so that it was growing tax-free and can be used, because you got to let your money work for yourself. So most important is talk to everybody. Talk to your mortgage guy.
You got to put a good team together.
Yeah.
Well, you have to set up that plan that's going to be right for you, John. We talk about it's all situational. It's all to your needs. And I think that's a great strategy. I think that if you can, you're borrowing rates right now. And one of the reasons why they said that is because the rates are so low. So you can go ahead and you can borrow on a 30-year fixed in the high 3s, low 4s. And then you can take that money and go ahead and invest it. And you're going to grow it faster at probably higher than a 4% rate per year.
Right. Yeah. And the rate difference between the 30-year and the 15-year isn't as great as it used to be back in the day,
right,
where you could always turn your 30-year into a 15-year when you're ready.
Right.
Yeah, that's a lot of great advice there. Actually, I wrote that into the show, is definitely consult your financial advisor. And one of the things we always talk about is having that strong team, and we all know how important that is, whether it's an insurance agent, a financial advisor, your mortgage banker, your real estate agent. These are all very important people. And again, you can interview different folks, get some different opinions. Most of these services, including sitting down with a financial advisor, is free. It's absolutely free. So if you're out there and you're thinking about even becoming a homeowner, again,
Benny doesn't take any money. Okay, up front. There's no consulting fee that he has.
Right.
There's no agent fee that he gets for taking people out and about. Okay, we certainly, right. You're spending money. You're an entrepreneur. You have more invested in your business than most people do. So you're taking people out, and you only get paid if somebody buys a home.
Exactly.
Okay, that's it. And your fiduciary responsibility is the seller, because the seller pays you. So in our business, it's the same way. The however in our business is most companies will take a fee up front. They'll take an application fee. They'll take all these fees up front, where we take zero fee to work with you and get you pre-approved.
Yeah, absolutely no hostage money.
I do not want to take hostage deposit money.
No doubt. 248.
It doesn't work that way.
248-539-9797. We got a lot to get into. We got Mike Tomczyk calling in. Hey, Mike, good morning. Welcome to our show. Of course, Mike, you are one of the appraisers that we speak to and get a lot of great information from. Good morning.
What's up, my man?
Yeah, hey.
Hi, buddy. What's up?
Show sounds great this morning. Hey,
Thank you.
You had a question for me, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah, here's the deal. So we were talking about you, and we have Benny Margolis on. He's a realtor in the area. He gave us the proper answer to the question that we asked, what happens when property values come in? Oh, you heard that, right? So he was smooth on that.
Yep.
Why don't you tell us, give us a market update. What's going on in the market? What do you see things? What are property values coming at? Has it stabilized? What do you got going?
A lot easier to appraise a house right now. The values are coming in at a way higher rate. We're obviously using sales from the summertime, which always proves to be it's very good for the sellers, because typically the values are coming in. Markets are hot. The Hazel Park comment, absolutely. That place is rocking right now. Berkeley, my God, I just got back from Berkeley. I could not believe what they're selling houses. The land values there are ridiculous, too.
Awesome.
People seem to be raising houses over there all the time and building new ones.
For sure.
So it's really good. I would say as far as the update is concerned, you want to sell your house and you want the appraisal value to come in, or if you want to refinance, oh, baby, now's the time to do it for sure, because the values are coming in.
Hey, Mike, have you seen purchase activity late in the year like this recently? I mean, I can't remember a time where we're getting now into the middle of December of a year here in Michigan when the weather's starting to get funky outside. All you have to do is, you were out in it this morning. Do you recall where it's gone this late, the last 5, 6, 7 years? I don't remember it. And we're now going into the 7th year of a really hot time. But this is the latest I can remember going back 25, almost 30 years.
It's ridiculous. I'm writing one as we speak right now, actually. Writing one in Southfield I just did. And I'm constantly doing the estimated time of exposure. It's always within 90 days, right? But right now, this one right here, every sale I'm using, sold within 10 days.
Oh, wow.
It's outstanding.
10 days. And this is Southfield. And I'm also just got done earlier this morning. I was pulling counts for what I'm going to go do in Pontiac. Pontiac, mind you.
Yeah.
Okay? And the estimated time of exposure there was about 25 days.
Yeah.
I would say this is a ridiculous market we're in right now. I love it.
Great.
Well, good.
Awesome. Thanks, Mike.
Hey, we appreciate it, man.
Guys.
Thanks for the
buddy.
market
See you soon.
update. We
Thanks,
can
Tim.
always count on you. And Mike Tomczyk, a real pro, again, as Alex made mention of directly, is that this is a guy that's going to tell you straight up.
Flat out.
He's straight up. And, hey, what's going on? If you ask him a question, he'll give you an answer. He doesn't, he's not mealy-mouthed. and he does a great job. We appreciate it. Thanks, Mike.
Hey,
for
Ben,
calling.
one of the things, too, is you do a lot of work in Washtenaw County. So, some of the outskirts of Ann Arbor, we're seeing the same thing. Like the same thing you're getting here with the, Royal Oak was sort of the base, and then all the cities that sort of, surround it. Same thing in the Ann Arbor area, correct?
Ann Arbor is probably one of the top areas right now, market-wise, in Michigan. People want to be close to the university. The university supports the entire market out there. It supports all of the secondary markets going away from the center point of the university onto Ypsilanti, into Webster Township, Dexter, Saline, the lake areas out there. Everything I've seen across the board in the last 2 to 3 years have jumped 20 to 30% minimum.
Nuts. Right, and it doesn't matter.
Ann Arbor, times that by 2.
Unbelievable. 248-539-9797. Let's go out to Troy on a cell phone. Good morning, Troy. Thanks for joining us. Go ahead, sir.
Good morning.
Morning,
Thanks
sir.
for taking my call, guys.
Good morning.
I had a question in regards to. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you, man. Go ahead.
Yeah. My wife and I are considering buying property that's next door to us, and we're thinking about taking it out on a home equity loan. Basically, we refinanced a year ago, and we left about $40,000 in equity. And I guess I'm a little bit nervous about the risk. It's just property that we're just going to use basically to prevent any neighbors or to potentially just keep for our sons to basically play on.
I don't see a problem with that.
Well, I mean, you just got to
make sure it's worth it.
Yeah, it's worth it. What you're going to be able to do with it after. Make sure the city doesn't have any codes on when you buy that property. Do you have to do anything with it within a specific time? The other thing is that you just said you had $40,000 leftover equity. That doesn't mean you're going to be able to tap all of it. A home equity line will not go up to 100% anymore. They'll definitely go up to 90. Some
might go to 95.
Some might go to 95, but nobody's going to 100 anymore. So,
in regards to current values with the market, I think I just heard you that they're going up. If we get an appraisal right now, we can expect it to be pretty high. Is that right?
Well, I mean,
The answer to the question is depends. In general, property values are higher. So if you want to draw that line and say, is it going to go up? You have a good shot at getting a solid appraisal.
What did you refinance yourself into a year ago?
A year ago, we went down to a 15.
Okay.
From a 30, and house appraised at 190. I think we financed it for 140.
Okay. Well, I mean, yeah, odds are it probably will appraise the same, if not a little bit more. But at the same point, let's take a look at what that payment on that second mortgage would be versus maybe a new 15-year. If you're not going to plan on paying that second mortgage off quickly, then sometimes just doing it, even though the rate's a little bit higher on the first mortgage, is more beneficial to you because you're going to save on a monthly basis.
Troy, how much is the lot? What's it selling for?
I don't know. I have to reach out to the people. It's not the best type of property, although our house is built on a similar type of land. It's not necessarily for sale. I have to reach out and find out what they want to get rid of it for.
That'd be your first
put a
step.
postcard in their mailbox?
Yeah, I just got a postcard in my mailbox today. I want to buy your house.
Oh, good.
That's serious.
Oh, good.
So I brought it.
Nothing wrong with reaching out. A lot of the professionals do that out there. Hey, Troy, it sounds like
to take equity out of the house in regards to that, but it seems like for property it might be a good value.
Well, find out if it's
Is
buildable.
equity out of the house as well. So just a lot of people don't think that, but a line of credit is equity out of your home as well.
Hey, Troy.
Sure. Yeah, that's absolutely.
Troy, it sounds like a great idea. Hey, I wish you were my dad, man. Could you imagine what a playground you're going to get for your kids, a whole separate baseball field and everything. On the other hand, though, maybe a couple other things to look at. A, what are the taxes on the vacant land? And then also the future. Is it a buildable lot? Is there something you can do with it? Of course, the kids will be out of the house one day. And would you be able to get your money back for that investment? It sounds like a great playground, but at the end of the day, make sure you do the right thing with your money.
Sure.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thanks, Troy. See you, man.
Alrighty, great call. Hey, we're going to take all your calls here. 248-539-9797. We're up against a quick break. We'll be right back.
97.1 The Ticket.
Hi, Harry Glantz and Danberg for Capital Mortgage Funding. We do loans everywhere. In Southfield, in Birmingham, in Royal Oak, in Groseal, in Detroit, in Canton, in Northville. No matter where you live, we want to do your mortgage too. That's Capital Mortgage Funding, 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker.
All right, welcome back to show 917. If you're just joining us, it's the Hardcore Mortgage Show brought to you by Capital Mortgage Funding. Call us at 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. You can always shoot us an email to mortgage.show@lowrateonline.com. Deal with the real professionals. We brought Charles Tamu from Keller Williams out at Lakeside, one of the great teams out there. And, of course, Charles, one of the things I was checking out is the millennials now, 36 and below, are making up the largest portion. They're actually 66% of the buyers out there. So
However you Wikipedia that.
I have it all.
Millennium, and you got the ages. Okay,
I've got it all figured
That's good.
out
He
here.
did his homework. Good
Charles,
job.
but definitely.
I have no complaints about that.
Yeah, I mean, it's perfect for you. You're a young guy. You know how they go about in their process of purchasing a house, and you've got a team set up to help these folks.
Yeah, and honestly, it's 10 of us right now. We started a few years back. I started on my own, and as we started to grow, then we came up with this idea where we wanted people to remember us, and part of it was based on.
You're the first one to think of that. Congratulations.
Well, part of it was based on.
I had to tease you a little bit, Woody.
No,
that's how you know that I love you.
It's an endearing comment.
The more you tease me, the more I'll remember you, right?
Yeah. Exactly. All right.
But yeah, so we're the doctors of real estate, and we have a whole.
Is that your commercial?
That's my commercial.
Wow. See, I'm impressed. I didn't put the two and two together. All right, so I continue.
Well,
I've interrupted you like 5 times. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, this is the thing. When you're doing a TV commercial, you're prepared, right?
Right.
I actually had to do a shot before I even did the commercial, so I had to take a shot, then do the commercial. But right now,
were you
see
nervous?
Me
like an alcohol shot? Were you nervous for a bit?
I started getting nervous when we were doing the commercial.
No, don't worry about it. It's a good commercial. I like it.
Oh, I appreciate it.
So, Charles, the new technology is definitely, one of the things that you compete with. I mean, the technology's out there. The younger group of kids are using it all. But at the end of the day, the stats, and when you talk to the younger group of buyers, they really want the knowledge, and they like that sort of that meeting with the meeting of the minds where they really can gain that knowledge and confidence and move forward. There we go. 9:51 if you're just joining us. Yeah, that white stuff out there, that's the snow. That's what we've been waiting here in Southeast Michigan. Be careful out there if you're on the roads.
It's what we do here.
It's what we do and what we're used to. Just slow down a little bit, give yourself a little extra time, and be safe. Buckle up. Be careful. We want you to call Capital Mortgage Funding. We want you to buy that house. We want you to enjoy your holiday season. We want to hear from you. 248-539-9797, always live here in the studio. This morning we had brought in, and here he is still, Benny Margolis from the Real Estate One Max Brook office on Orchard Lake Road in West Bloomfield. Benny, you're awesome. You bring a lot of spirit. We're going to get to these calls, and then, Benny, I know you want to shout out to a lot of first-time home buyers out there, and we'll talk about that. Let's move off to Dennis here. Dennis, good morning. Welcome to our show on a cell phone. Hey, go ahead, Den.
Yeah, I got a question for you guys. The house is worth like $260,000. I owe $86,000, and my company I go through, SLS. Well, I got a 15-year. I probably got like 12 years left, and they don't want to work with me to try to bring my payment down on the 86.
Why?
So
What's the answer? Why will they work with you?
My question is there any way I can get something without paying all that closing costs?
Yes. Yeah, absolutely you can. What's the rate on the 15-year right now?
3.5.
So, yeah, it would make sense to reallocate the debt and redo it at 86 and see what the savings is going to be.
I have enough money, or should I just pay the damn thing off?
That's a question for your tax advisor.
Okay.
Yeah,
right.
but let's run the numbers.
Pardon?
Let's run the numbers for you. I mean, let's make sense. You got to go to your tax advisor with educated material. So let us run the numbers for you, and then we'll make some decisions.
Dennis, if we call you after the show, we'll get some more information from you. And like I said, we want to give you the information so you could go to your financial people and decide what's the best thing to do in your situation.
Okay, great. I really appreciate that.
All righty, and of course,
for the show, Dennis. We'll take care of you, man.
Yeah, I mean, at any age you can get it.
Awesome. Thank you, sir. You too.
I love
You
that,
too, buddy.
All right, happy holidays to you.
So
too.
here's the deal. There's a saying: the current value of your cash is worth more than the future value. So the question is, he's got a mortgage. He wants to pay it off. And you guys know that I'm a big believer in putting my head on my pillow at night. If that makes you feel good and you want to do it, then do it. Okay. The financial answer is get with your financial advisor. The current value of that cash, you might be able to put your cash into something else that's going to give you a better yield. It's going to make you more money. But now there's nothing that takes the place of peace of mind. So if you feel good about laying your head on your pillow at night, pay that mortgage off. Hey, I'm the worst mortgage guy in the world. Pay it off. Okay? So, I mean, you have to have a plan, and that's what we want to do so you can make the best decision for yourself.
The number one thing that we all keep saying is go to your financial people. And if you don't have a financial person, you definitely should. I don't care if you have $5,000 in savings or $500,000.
Yeah, but everybody has to start someplace.
Absolutely. Right. You got to get advice from the professionals, the people who do it every single day.
All right, Ben, hey, we'll throw out something out there. First-time home buyers, Ben, I know you work with a lot of young people.
Yeah, no, we like to target people that I think the biggest issue that I've come across, whether it be a first-time home buyer or even people in their first home or their second home, it's really just the people out there. There's nowhere that someone's going to tell you where you're going to get approved. It's your job to call. These guys I'm sitting next to, they pick up their phones promptly. It's one phone call conversation to tell you where you are right now, where you are going to get approved for. And it's really just educating yourself on what your money and what you're working for can yield you. A lot of the times people are renting places or they're in their first time, this is my starter home, and they want to upgrade. They want to move to a jumbo loan. They don't know if they can afford one. They don't know if they can get approved from one. It's a one phone call away. I'm happy to help. These guys are happy to help. It's really just no one's going to tell you. It's your job to pick up that phone.
Pick it up and roll with it.
If you're working hard and you can't concentrate on anything else, and your girlfriend, your wife, we need this, we need that.
Hey, we'll help them out.
The first phone call you make, it's the hardest part. Is just starting the process. That's where I found, you pick up that phone, you go a long way with the options that are out there for you.
But let me jump in and run to this call quickly.
Yeah, let's go to this call. Hey, Ron out there in Madison Heights. Go ahead, Ron.
Hey, how are you guys today?
Good morning, sir.
Ron.
Good. I have a quick question. I hear you guys bring people on and you talk about the home values around Clawson, Royal Oak, even Hazel Park. You just had someone on saying that values are going up out there. I never hear anything about Madison Heights, and that's basically where I live. And I'm south of 11 Mile between DeQuinder west to I-75, and that's always been kind of labeled the dead zone area. Everything north of 11 Mile has always been higher as far as price-wise.
I don't think there's really anything that's a dead zone right now. I mean, the market's so hot everywhere. And, what's happened is, some of the areas, Birmingham, Royal Oak, Ferndale, Berkeley, they've gotten so expensive. You're seeing people move, farther out, away from those cities.
Hey,
so,
Ron,
Madison Heights is a great area, too.
Ron, Alex is doing a lot of work in Madison Heights. As a matter of fact, there's a new construction going on in Madison Heights right now, right, Alex?
Yeah, there's we have a corporate program with Madison Heights Schools where they're putting, one of my good buddies, John David, is building, I think, 30 homes in Madison Heights. I mean, they're great. I think they start right about $189,000. So, yeah, you're rocking and rolling.
You know, Ron, you called your area maybe a little rougher area, a dead area than the past, but I think those times are gone. Yeah, there's a heavy population. People are back working, and rents have gone through the roof, so it's a great opportunity for you. And I bet if you checked it out, you would see that your home's gone up a little bit. It's definitely appreciated a little bit. We'll follow up with you, Ron. And again, if you need a market analysis done in your house, if you want to check out what's going on in your neighborhood, always good to call the professionals. We can set you up with the right people. Thank you for the call.
All right, thank you.
You got it.
Righty again. You might be out there in an area that you've lived in a while, and it's had its bumps or whatever. But again, these areas are all changing, and we see it across Southeast Michigan, across our whole state, and really across the country now. What's been some of the rougher areas have really changed here. And again, we hope we continuously see it as job growth continues, and hopefully wage growth will keep up with that a little bit.
Well, we're in a good position here in southeastern Michigan, all around the state, as a matter of fact, and the quality of life here is phenomenal. Things that are going on, the activity that you see, and like we said again, and Ron, for you listening, the activity in all markets right now, deep into the year, we are deep into 2017. There's purchase activity is very strong right now. So, I like the call, and call us and we'll check out on your property, and we'll do a little investigation. And
they've
let you know what the value is.
They've actually got great schools too. Bobby Efros, heads up our corporate program divisions, and I toured the elementary school with him and the principal. And I'm telling you, just the pure media centers. The computers. It was night and day from when I was in elementary school. Yeah. So I think it's a great area.
Madison Heights, Clawson, all the surrounding areas are doing great. Yep. So you guys, don't be scared.
Every county's got their great areas, and again, that music says we're up against the end of their show.
Benny, my man, thank you very much for coming in.
I appreciate you guys. I look forward to doing the next deal together with all you guys.
All right, fantastic. That's Benny Margolis from Max Brook Real Estate One. Again, give us a phone call. We'll get you approved and set you up with these great real estate agents, including Benny. And definitely call Capital Mortgage at 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker all day long. I got to say goodbye for all of our staff. We got John Kolb. He's saying goodbye. Alex Nafusi for Harry Glantz. I'm Harvey Free. We will see you here next Saturday.
Hi, Harry Glantz and Dan Burke for Capital Mortgage Funding. We do loans everywhere. In Southfield, in Birmingham, in Royal Oak, in Groseal, in Detroit, in Canton, in Northville. No matter where you live, we want to do your mortgage too. That's Capital Mortgage Funding, 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker.